Hello, I'm Pastor Jeremy Combs, and we're going to pause for a proverb. Let's go. Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 16 says, "For they sleep not, except they've done mischief. Their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall." Have you ever received or been at a point where you had been awake for so long that you were almost delusional or maybe even ill? All you could think about was closing your eyes and drifting off to sleep. Well, obviously, if this was the case, you either had something maybe physically wrong with you to keep you from sleeping, or perhaps you were doing something so important it required you to miss some sleep. It may have been a long road trip, or maybe you were sitting up with somebody who was ill or needed attended to. Here, the evil man desires wickedness so much that he loses sleep over it. Friday night, and they're going to stay out all night drinking, even though they're tired. They lie in bed at night, and they can't sleep because they're plotting and they're devising ways in which they can get something evil or someone to do evil. Though they try, their sleep is fleeting, and they live to get somebody else to follow in their same wicked path. Why is that? Well, because that appeases their conscience, makes them feel like they're not the only ones that are doing it. Proverbs 4:17, "For they eat the bread of wickedness, and they drink the wine of violence." Have you ever heard the phrase, "You are what you eat"? Well, obviously, this phrase is intended to encourage us to eat healthy. When an athlete prepares for a season, he changes many things, his sleep patterns, his exercises, and of course, he's going to change his diet because in order to be successful, they have to watch what they eat. Here in Proverbs, the evil man has an appetite and a thirst for wickedness and violence. Bread obviously would speak of substance. The substance of the evil man's life is doing wrong. Thirst then is quenched by his thirst is quenched by violence. This has the idea of doing wrong no matter who gets hurt. Sin always hurts other people, whether it's obvious to us or not. And it's sad that as you think about these two items, bread and wine, what does it make you think of? It makes me think of the Lord's Supper or communion. He is so bent on doing evil, this evil man, that he makes himself out to be a God, lowercase g. The evil man's path is wicked, both in his work and in his worship. Verse 18, "But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day." Have you ever seen the crack of dawn? Maybe you've been driving and it's really dark, and then all of a sudden there's just a little bit of light that comes through. It's not overwhelming, but you can now begin to faintly view objects that were once obscured or invisible in complete darkness. Now, by the minute, it seems it grows lighter and lighter until once again you're in complete daylight and the night has completely vanished. Solomon gives the description this description for the way of the just. Just means a righteous one. Before we can come to Christ, we are in complete darkness spiritually. At salvation, our eyes are open, not completely, but just enough to make out certain truths, that we were once obscured in darkness, that we are sinners, that Jesus Christ is the only way to be saved. And now as we progress and as we grow in our Christian life, our spiritual vision gets brighter and brighter. Finally, it will culminate in heaven with perfect vision. Warren Wiersbe said it this way: "If we walk in the way of God's wisdom, the path gets brighter and brighter, and there is no sunset." Hey, let's squeeze in one more verse. Verse number 19. "The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble." Do you remember the slogan for the old Motel 6 chain? It was, "Don't worry, we'll leave the light on for you." There's something comfortable about having a light, especially in a darkened place. Proverbs has just described the path of the just as a shining light. But what about the other path? Well, darkness and disorientation is how the path of the wicked is described. They can't see to avoid danger, so they fall. Then as they get up, they're not sure what they fall over. So consequently, they have no idea if the same snare is going to trip them again. This obviously leads to the element of great fear and also hopelessness. And they should have brought a light with them. But in pride, they think that they can go on without any light. I think of the old time hymn as we finish up. "Set my soul afire," says this: "Millions grope in darkness in this day and hour. I will be a witness. Fill me with thy power. Let's make sure we leave the light on for people today.